Hey yogis, this is Carolyn coming to you from my home where I have put together a blend for your yoga practice, and what we have is peppermint, lemon, and lavender. Some of you may have used this with me before in practice in class. I put 5 drops of each in my diffuser. You guys, if you have a smaller diffuser, you can put 2 of each. Peppermint is really wonderful at helping to open the airways temporarily, providing some relief from seasonal threats, as well as lemon, really giving that uplifting, bright, purifying scent, and then lavender, which has been researched pretty extensively to show that it has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. So the 3 of them together in your diffuser, let the room fill with scent, and enjoy your practice.
Finding a comfortable seat on your mat, allow your sitting bones to root, draw your belly in and up, soften the shoulders, and take a few rounds of breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, some cleansing breaths. Begin to draw your hands together at your heart center. Bring into mind an intention today for your practice, perhaps reminding yourself of even one thing that you're grateful for today. And beginning some pranayama, some breath work to seal our intention. We'll take 3 rounds of breath, retaining our breath at the top. Begin with an inhale here, fully inhaling and holding your breath at the top for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. A second round, begin an inhale here and retaining your breath for 15 seconds. Fully inhale, hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Third and final round, you may try to hold your breath for 20 seconds. You may repeat that 15-second hold. Take a deep breath in and retain your breath at the top, inhaling and holding for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale. And finding a rhythm of breath that works for you. Follow the inhale. Follow the exhale. Gently reminding yourself how wonderful it is to be able to take full and deep breaths. Slowly beginning to prepare to come to a tabletop position, perhaps rolling over the shins, planting the palms, coming onto the knees, and allowing a child's pose, so the hips will sink back to the heels. Fingertips will crawl forward as you lengthen through both sides of the waist. Forehead rests, floor or block. Perhaps the forehead gets rocked side to side. I'm beginning to engage the Ujjayi breathing in and out through the nose, keeping the lips sealed for an audible breath, a whisper-like sound in the back of your throat. Breath you can hear and follow. Settling in for a few rounds of this Ujjayi breath as you build heat in the body. Perhaps noticing and observing how wonderful child's pose is for Ujjayi breathing. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath. Begin to rise up all the way into a cow pose. As the belly drops, the chest lifts, you inhale. And cat pose, rounding into cat pose as you exhale. Warming up into the wrists, start to circle the shoulders around the wrists in one direction and then the other. Feel the fingertips gently grip the earth as you circle the shoulders around the wrists. Begin to spin the fingertips towards the knees. The heels of your hands will face outward. You'll tuck your toes and sink the hips gently back. As the heels of your hands lift up off the floor, you feel stretch in the wrists and the forearms. The neck stays long as the gaze comes down. And you may gently rock forward and back, forward and back. Spinning the palms to face you, turn the fingertips towards one another. Gently rock the shoulders side to side and ease into the wrist creases a little bit more. Gently bending into the elbows. Returning the palms to the floor. Begin to lower to your forearms. And a few cat-cows here. As you inhale, lower the chest toward the floor. Lift the gaze, and as you exhale, round the back body. Press into the forearms. And a few more. Inhale, lower the chest. And exhale, lift. And inhale will lower the chest. The exhale will round the back body. Rising back to a tabletop position. Curl the toes under, beginning a bent knee down dog at first, and slowly extending the legs into your first downward facing dog. Heels will never have to touch the earth. You might rise up onto the tips of your toes with your inhale and allow the heels to sink back to the floor as you exhale. You can do Do that a few times, inhaling to the tips of your toes, and then exhaling fully to lower the heels. Fill the lungs with the inhale, rise to the tips of your toes, and then exhaling, the heels sink towards the floor. Be aware of the earth underneath your hands, the pads of your fingers gently gripping the base of your thumb, spiraling the elbow creases slightly forward. Reconnect with your breath. Beginning to gaze forward a little bit, bend into the knees and start a slow walk up to the top of your mat for your first forward fold. You may place your hands on blocks if it feels better for your lower back. With strong knees and legs bent, rise all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders forward and back all the way around, maybe switching direction. As you can inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, tilt to your right, root into the sole of your left foot, and get long through your left fingertips. Feel all the length in the left side of the body, and then switch sides. Come back up through center, and tilt to the left, finding the right wrist and rooting firmly into the sole of the right foot. Back to center, inhale, and then begin to exhale. Cactus the arms out to the sides, finding a baby back bend, strongly engaging through your core. Bring your hands together at your low back. Chase the floor away with your knuckles as you take another back bend. Lifting the chest to the sky, begin to forward fold. The interlaced fingers might rise away from the low back. The head will hang as the chest comes towards the thighs. Gently release your hands to the floor if they're not already, and take a flat back inhale and a forward fold exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. Lean to your right, exhale. Back through center, inhale. And lean to your left, exhale. Back to center, inhale. Cactus your arms, baby back bend, exhale. Reach for the sky, inhale. Bent knees, forward fold, exhale. Flat back, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale, fill with breath. Hands to heart, exhale. Again, we inhale, sweep the arms high, and an exhale, fold forward. Flattest longest spine, inhale. Folding forward, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. Tilt to the right, exhale. Back to center, inhale. Tilt to your left, exhale. Back through center, inhale. Baby back bend, exhale. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Find your flattest back, inhale. And then your ragdoll pose, exhale. Hold here, maybe bind your elbows and shift the weight from the right foot to the left foot. Part the lips, relax the jaw, and let the neck be nice and long. Turning inward in our forward fold. to step back to your plank pose. Plant your hands and step the feet back. Wrap the elbows and the triceps in. Shift forward to the tips of your toes. And start a slow, controlled descent all the way to the floor, resisting the floor as you lower all the way down. And then a baby cobra, untuck the toes. Inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to lower. Twice more, just like that. Baby cobra, inhale, lift your chest. Pull your elbows in towards your sides. And exhale, lower. One more, baby cobra, as you inhale, lift. And on the exhale, lower. Downward facing dog, perhaps rolling over the knees or pressing straight up through plank to your downward facing dog. Settle in here for a few rounds of breath. Reconnect with your breath. Floating the right leg up to the sky, bending into the right knee. Begin to open into the right hip, perhaps taking some circles here of the right knee in space. As you become aware of the left heel sinking towards the floor just a little bit more. If you have space, you might lower to your left forearm and spin your gaze upwards underneath your right armpit. Breathe. Rising back up onto palms, extending the right leg behind you. Take an inhale, and 3 times exhale, pull the right knee towards the nose, shifting forward. The inhale will extend the leg back up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Inhale, lift the leg. Knee to nose, exhale. And inhale to extend. Runner's lunge, stepping the right foot through. Find a strong runner's lunge. Gazing forward, chest forward, gaze forward. Gently place your left knee down on the floor to your low lunge. When you're ready, climb the palms on top of the right thigh. Sink a little deeper, making sure the left knee is sliding back in space. Begin to reach the arms forward and extend them up and over your head. Then bind your left wrist and begin to tilt to the right. That right inner thigh draws inward. That right knee tracks over the right toes. Move back through center. Start to reach forward, planting the palms into a twist. Left hand roots as your right arm sweeps up and towards the sky for an open face twist right. Your inhales lengthen you from shoulder to shoulder, wrist to wrist. If there's a bind here for you, wrap the right arm around the back. You may even lift the left knee up off the floor. Come onto the left toes. Use an inhale to sweep the right arm back up and an exhale to plant the right hand. Step the right foot back to your plank pose, shift forward onto the tips of your toes, and lower halfway or all the way for chaturanga, or maybe all the way down, upward facing dog or cobra, and back to downward facing dog. Reset, and breathe. The left leg will rise, bending into the left knee, opening the left hip. And again, perhaps circling out the left knee, and maybe dropping onto the right forearm. Becoming aware of the right heel, sinking a little bit closer to the earth to find length in the back of the right leg. Breathing space into the left hip crease. And returning back to palms. Same thing, other side. And to extend the left leg out behind you, square the hips. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, pull the left knee into the nose for 1. And inhale, reach back up high. Exhale, knee to nose for 2. And inhale to sweep that leg back up. One more time. Exhale, knee to nose for 3. Inhale, sweep that leg high, and exhale, runner's lunge. Stepping your left foot forward, finding your foundation as you gaze forward, lift the chest. And gently begin to lower your right knee to the floor. When you are ready, climb the palms on top of the left thigh. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. And then begin to extend the arms forward and up over your head. Binding your right wrist, lean to the left. Feel the stretch along the right side and up into the abdomen on the right. Cross the right hips. Return to center, plant your palms into your twist. Right hand plants, left arm sweeps up towards the sky. And you use the breath to get even wider across the chest, fingertip to fingertip. The right toes might curl under as the right knee lifts up, and you might bind your left arm around your back. Using an inhale to sweep the left arm back up high, exhale to your plank pose. Shift forward on your inhale to the tips of your toes, and then exhale chaturanga, or all the way down. Breathing into your back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, reset, connect with your breath. Become the observer of what's happening in your body right now, where you're feeling the length, where you're feeling the stretch, softening the spaces that you can soften. Go 1 breath per movement. And inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky. And then exhale, step it through to your runner's lunge. Inhale, rise to your crescent warrior. Sweep your arms high. And then exhale, tilting to the right, finding your left wrist. Inhale, rise back up to center. And then exhale, planting your hands to the floor. Inhale to a twist. The right arm sweeps up to the sky. And then exhale through your vinyasa, planting your hands, stepping back. Being aware of your inhale as you back bend to your up dog or cobra. And then the exhale draws you back. Use your core to draw you back to your downward facing dog. 1 breath per movement, other side. Inhale the left leg to the sky. And then exhale to step it through to your runner's lunge. Crescent warrior, inhale, rise up. And then exhale, bind your right wrist in a gentle tilt to the left. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, plant your hands for your twist. Inhale, sweep the left arm to the sky, opening up. And then again, exhale, vinyasa, planting hands, stepping back and flowing through. Downward facing dog. Begin to rise up to the tips of your toes, bend your knees, and with a strong core, walk, step, or float up to the top of your mat. Flat back, inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward, exhale. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Exhaling your hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose, sinking the hips, sweeping the arms by the ears and maybe a little bit behind. Strong through your core. Your feet may be hip distance apart, or your toes may be touching. And you're building heat. Spin the pinky fingers in toward one another. Feel the triceps start to work. Take another breath in. And then begin to gently fold forward as you exhale. Flat back, inhale. And a fold forward, exhale. Step back to your plank pose. Choose to flow through a vinyasa or come right back to downward facing dog. Warrior one, inhale the right leg to the sky. And exhale to step that right foot up. Inhale to lift to your warrior one. And hold here, finding a little bit more depth in the pose. Bending into the right knee, energizing through the back leg. Lifting the heart space to the sky for a gentle back bend. Strong through the belly. Get another breath in. And then planting the hands on the floor, exhale as you take or leave your vinyasa, meeting us back in downward facing dog. Same thing, other side. And inhaling, the left leg will rise. Warrior one, exhales to step the leg through and inhale to lift the arms to the sky. Settle into that warrior one, energizing through the back right leg as you bend into the left front knee. Encouraging a little bit more of a back bend here, lifting the chest and the heart space up towards the sky. Keeping the belly strong. Another inhale. And then the palms return to the floor. Exhale, stepping back and choosing to flow or meet us right back in downward facing dog. Rising up to the tips of your toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale to your flat back. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale to rise to stand. And then exhale to sink into your chair pose. Rising up to stand and preparing for a moment here. In your mountain pose, the palms face forward. Feel the root and the foundation into the feet. The strength of the legs, the strength of the belly as the bandha draws the belly button in and up, and the shoulders soften away from the ears, and you may even close your eyes. Aware of the breath as you find stillness in the mind. Inhaling, sweep the arms overhead and then exhale to fold forward. Separate your feet hip width distance. Take a bind of your big toes. Find your flattest back as you inhale and folding into this forward fold, bending the elbows out to the sides and allowing the crown of the head to reach down towards the floor. Padangusthasana. Listen to the sound of your breath, whether that be ujjayi breathing, whether it be a breath of equal duration. And releasing the toes, we'll prepare to step back to a warrior two, keeping the right foot forward. Step the left foot back, find heel to arch alignment, spirally arms upward, and sinking into a warrior two, gazing over those right fingertips. Being sure to soften the shoulders, the belly draws in and up, and the right hip draws back. Inhale to a gentle warrior, and exhale back to warrior two. A couple more. Inhale, gentle warrior, we lift and straighten the right leg. And then exhale, warrior two. One more. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two, finding strength in this pose. Rooting into the back edge of your left foot. Begin to flip your right palm to the sky and use an inhale to reverse your warrior. Sweep that right arm up and over your head. If you lost the bend in your right knee, give it a bend back in. And how much length can you gain from the right side of your body? Your gaze might turn upwards towards the sky as you use the breath as your tool to maintain. On an inhale, simply straighten your right leg out for your reverse triangle. And then Trikonasana, lengthen those right fingertips forward as you draw the right hip back in space. When you're ready, lower the right arm down and begin to spin the chest open as the left arm reaches for the sky. Always use a block here underneath your right hand if the floor seems a million miles away. Micro bending into your right knee so you're not locking out the leg, the joint. And maybe finding a little extra press into the back edge of the left foot. Slowly begin to lower your left arm down and spin your right toes inward to face the long edge of your mat for your double leg forward fold. Wide leg forward fold. And from here, maybe you can lower to forearms, or maybe a block supports your forearms. As you pigeon toe your feet, another forward fold. If you live in a tighter body, separate your feet a little bit wider. And if you're super bendy, perhaps shortening your stance. Again, allow the breath to guide you deeper into this fold. If there is any other pose you might like to take here, perhaps binding the ankles, or even coming to your inversion, yogi's choice. Beginning to rise up onto fingertips. Start to turn the toes out a little bit more and turn the heels in a little bit more as you rise up to goddess. Cactus your arms out to the sides. Elbows in line with the shoulders. And then a star pose, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, reach high, and then sink back down. We'll add the breath. Inhale to your 5-pointed star. And then exhale to sink back to goddess. So controlling, inhale, 5-pointed star. And exhale, slowly lowering to goddess. 5-pointed star, inhale. And your goddess pose, exhale. One more time, inhale to your 5-pointed star. And then exhale to your goddess pose, keeping your legs exactly as they are. Bring your hands to your thighs. And dip your right shoulder in to gaze over your left shoulder for a twist. Switching sides. Left shoulder dips as you gaze to the right. And add the breath. Inhale through center. And exhale to dip right shoulder, gaze left. Inhale to center. And exhale to dip left shoulder, gazing right. The inhale will take you back to center. Your star pose, reach the arms high, straighten the legs, and bring the hands together at your heart. Turn your right toes forward to the top of your mat and step your left foot up to meet your right. Scoop the arms up and over your head with a big breath in. And then exhale to fold forward. or flat back, breath in. And a fold forward, exhale. Planting your hands and perhaps flushing all of this out with one vinyasa flow through, or just drawing yourself back to downward facing dog to reset with your breath. Rising up to the tips of your toes, bending into the knees, gazing forward, making your way to the top of your mat. You can inhale to a flat back, and then exhale to fold forward. Rising all the way up to stand, big breath in. And hands to your heart, exhale. Preparing for tree pose. We'll keep the right foot rooted as the left foot finds its place on the inner right leg above or below the knee. You can keep the gaze forward or perhaps start to reach the arms up to the sky and maybe even look upwards towards the ceiling. You might take your left hand to your left thigh and begin a side body stretch over to the left. Any variation of tree that works for you today in your practice. Setting your drishti, keeping that drishti very soft but yet strong. And then beginning to switch sides, lowering the left foot, perhaps shaking the legs out and resetting so the left foot will root, the right foot will plant the inside of the left leg above or below the knee. And you repeat. Set your drishti, find your breath. Returning both feet to the earth. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms to the sky. And then an exhale to fold forward. Padahastasana. Start to lift the feet up, sliding the palms of your hands underneath your feet, letting your toes massage the wrist creases gently. And perhaps even shifting a little bit of weight onto the balls of the feet and working with balance. Notice any tension in the back of the neck. Soften the lips, part the lips, relax the jaw, soften the back of the head and the neck. Preparing to step back to a warrior two. This time the left foot stays forward as the right foot steps back, and you find that heel to arch alignment best that you can. You spiral the arms up and you find a strong warrior pose, bending into the left knee. Inhale to a gentle warrior, sweep the arms high, straighten the left leg, and then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Gentle warrior, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. And again, find strength in the pose. Gazing over the left fingertips. Bending into the left knee, maybe widening your stance. Begin to flip the left palm. And reverse your warrior with a nice full breath in. And hold. Bend back into the left knee if you've lost the bend. Experience even more length through the left side of the body. On your inhale, simply straighten your left leg. Prepare for Trikonasana. Shifting those left fingertips forward, reach for the front of your space, the top of your mat, and then gently drop your left hand down, block or floor. Spin the chest open to the right. The right arm might reach for the sky in your Trikonasana. Be mindful of a tiny micro bend in your left knee so you're not locking that knee out. You might even engage your left quad. Finding the breath in the challenge of the pose. Making your way to that wide leg forward fold facing the long edge of your mat. And here you may take your inversion if you didn't do so on the other side, perhaps a crow pose. Or perhaps you just get a little bit deeper, binding the ankles and allowing the crown of the head to come a little bit closer to the floor and perhaps even rest on a block. If you've lost the engagement in the bandha in your belly, draw that belly button inward and upward towards your sternum. Maybe close the eyes and simply breathe. Into a twist with this wide leg forward fold. We'll keep the left hand planted and place the right hand at the sacrum at the flat of your low back. And stay right here. Begin to spin the chest open to the right. If it feels okay, you can begin to reach the right arm to the sky. You may close your eyes and imagine length all the way from your tailbone out through the crown of your head every time you breathe in. And with your exhales, you might twist a little bit more deeply, being sure to keep the hips square throughout the pose. Switching sides with your twist, the right hand will plant the left hand to the sacrum. And then again, beginning to spin the chest open to the left arm extends up. Turning both hands to the floor. Heels will spin in for one more goddess stance, bending into the knees. The knees always track in the direction of the toes. And the arms cactus out to the sides, elbows in line with shoulders. Spread those fingertips wide. And perhaps sink a little bit deeper. You may even pulse here. Gently for a count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rising to your 5-pointed star, bring your hands together at heart. Turn your left toes forward and step your right foot up to meet your left. Separate your feet hip width distance for a standing back bend. Bring your hands to your low back. Begin to lift the chest up to the sky, keeping strong in the belly. The shoulder blades draw together. And you encourage a tiny bit more of a back bend. If the neck allows, the head can extend, the neck can extend back, and the gaze up towards the sky. You might interlace your fingers at your low back, extending the arms, encouraging a little bit deeper of a back bend. Staying very strong through your core. Bending the knees and forward folding. Breathing here. Allow your hands to plant on the floor. Begin to step your left foot back. Preparing for your lizard lunge. Turn those right toes outward and lower your left knee down. So your right toe is turning in the direction of the upper right hand corner of your mat. You're sinking into your lizard lunge. So peeling the chest forward and the gaze forward. Option here to begin a twist to the right. Bending into the left knee, the right hand reaches back for the left foot or ankle. Option to peel the right toes up off the floor and peel onto the blade edge of your right foot to get a little deeper into the right hip. Coming back around to center for your pigeon preparation, walk the right foot to the left wrist. Allow the right shin to lower to the floor. And make sure that left leg is straight and strong behind you. Find an open face pigeon here at first. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, breathe in. And then the exhale will carry the chest down to the floor for your pigeon pose, perhaps supporting the right hip with a blanket or a block to keep the hips even. If this feels not good in your body, you can come onto your back for your reclined pigeon pose. Can you soften anywhere here in your body, even if it's perhaps your jaw, your forehead? When you start to transition out of your pigeon pose, plant the palms and lean your body to the right a little bit so you can sweep your left leg forward and let the soles of your feet connect for butterfly. Baddha Konasana. Belly stays strong. And you hinge forward, folding over the legs, maybe letting the forehead rest on a block. Closing the eyes and using the inhale to imagine lengthening from the tailbone and out through the crown of your head. Smoothing out the breath. Beginning to rise back up into your tabletop position, planting the palms and flowing through a few cat and cows, using the inhale to come to the cow and the exhale to come to your cat. Then transitioning to your lizard lunge, stepping your left foot outside of your left hand, left toes tracking towards the upper left hand corner of your mat. And sliding the right knee back in space to create this lizard lunge. Lifting the chest forward, gaze forward. If you chose on the other side to take your quad stretch, bend the right knee and take hold of the right foot or ankle with the left hand. A little bit of a twist. If you did so on the other side, the left toes can lift up off the floor and you can peel onto the blade edge of your left foot. Preparing for pigeon on the left side, the left foot walks towards the right wrist, the left shin lowers, the right leg is straight and strong behind you. Open face first, gazing forward, chest forward, and then an exhale carries your chest down to the floor for your pigeon on the left side, perhaps supporting underneath the hips if you need to. If you did so on the other side, or maybe even taking this entire pose on your back in a reclined pigeon posture. Beginning to lift the chest and rise back up, this time leaning over to the right a little, to the left a little bit, so that you can sweep your right leg out in front of you, extending both legs out, maybe shaking them out, maybe giving yourself a little massage of the legs, and preparing for your double leg forward fold, your Paschimottanasana. With the inhale, reach the arms upwards towards the sky for your staff pose. And then the exhale will fold you over both legs. Bending into the knees to keep yourself safe here, not locking out the knees at any point in time, and staying very strong through your belly. Draw the belly in and up to keep the low back supported. The forehead can always rest on a block placed on top of the shins. As you use the breath to get a little bit longer with every inhale, and the hinge a little bit more deeply with every exhale. Lifting the torso up for Dandasana staff pose. Reach the arms towards the sky. Lengthen out through the legs and pull the toes towards you, very strong in your core, as you're not leaning forward and you're not leaning back. Fish pose, plant the palms, fingertips towards the glutes as you slide the tips of your fingers underneath your glutes. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another and gently lower onto your forearms, preparing for fish. So gazing up towards the ceiling, you might stay here. If your neck allows you to extend it back, then you extend the neck back, lifting the throat space towards the sky, and experience a little bit of a deeper back bend. As you inhale, draw the shoulder blades together and lift the chest a little higher. And stay for the exhale. Gently place your head down on the floor. Take a full body stretch. Reach the arms overhead, point the toes, deep breath in, and let the breath go. preparing for your bridge. Plant your feet on the floor hip width distance. Lift your hips and slide a block underneath your sacrum so that you feel supported. If you need more than one block, you can always stack them next to each other. If you'd like an active bridge, you don't need to use a block. You can press down through your feet and simply lift your hips. By using the strength of your glutes, lift your hips off the floor. If you're in an active bridge, slowly lower yourself back down to the floor. If you're in supported bridge, maybe you turn the block up to a higher level for a little bit deeper of a back bend. Active bridges, press down through the feet, lift the hips, and maybe this time shimmy the shoulder blades together underneath you, interlace the fingers, get a little bit deeper in your back bend. Breathing the entire time, making sure to not hold your breath for your final back bend. Bridge or wheel, pressing down through the feet, lifting the hips. Perhaps your wheel pose. Wheels tuck your chin before you return to the earth. Bridges lower down. Supported bridges take the block out from underneath you. We'll all meet back with the knees in the chest, hands to the shins, and simply circling out the low back. And finding your way into a spinal twist. Lower your knees to the left. If your neck allows, turn your gaze to the right. Perhaps the right arm extends. In your mind's eye, you imagine your vertebrae, creating space between each vertebrae with the inhale and using the space to get a little bit deeper in your twist when you exhale. And then switching sides. Your knees will lower to the right. You'll turn your head to the left if the neck allows. And again, in your mind's eye, you see the space you create with every inhale and the deeper twist with the exhale. Returning your knees to center. For your happy baby, reach up, take hold of the big toes or maybe the edges of your feet. Invite a gentle sway side to side. Imagining length all the way to the base of your spine. You may start to straighten the legs a little bit more. You can always place the hands on the inner thighs. Really mindful that the back is so long on the mat. Begin to bend into the knees. Draw the knees together. Some little circles for those hip joints. As you begin to move toward your meditation for today, you may find a corpse pose. You may slide up to a wall and allow your legs to just be on the wall for that supported inversion. So Shavasana, corpse pose, or perhaps it's a reclined butterfly, or perhaps it's Viparita Karani with your legs up a wall. But you're finding a space where you can be still. For your meditation, you release any breath control with a cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you begin to breathe normally. Softening the back of the head, the shoulders. No tension in the belly as the legs bear no weight and the feet splay open to the sides. Beginning to count down from 21. Count your inhales or your exhales. Notice that your mind starts to wander. Perhaps notice where your mind is wandering to. Is it wandering to the past? Is it wandering to the future? Take note of the patterns of thought. Instead of being discouraged that you forgot the breath, be encouraged that you remembered the breath. And if you've lost your count, just start again. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Guide your knees into your chest and slowly roll to your right side into that fetal-like position. Beginning to remind yourself of your intention today for practice and beginning to set your dedication. As you rise up to a comfortable seat. Perhaps your eyes stay closed a little bit longer. You bring your hands together at your heart center. And you set your dedication, sending out the merit and the benefit that you may have gained through your practice to another being. With a full deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. Gently bring your hands, guiding your thumb knuckles right to the space between your eyebrows, your third eye center. And with much gratitude, we bow. Namaste.